Hello everyone, welcome back to our data mining course. I hope you have gone through my previous lectures and would have understood what are the different types of databases and also what are the basic concept that lies behind the data mining. So today we are moving one step further. So today we are going to see about what are the different areas we are going to apply the data mining and the applications and basic architecture of data mining. So basically, what is multidisciplinary? So it's not about only one field or one area. So when I say or when I combine multiple areas or multiple fields, a particular uh, part, then that is called as interdisciplinary. So we will explore where data mining is explained in real life, and also we understand the architecture of data mining system. So moving on to the data mining multiple disciplines. So first it's about database technology. So can data mining work without data? Of course not. To do everything we need a data. So before we analyze data, we have to store the data. Then only we will be able to extract it and mine some information from that, right? So basically data mining would have nothing to analyze without the databases. Basically databases, it is used to store the data. So next one, it's about statistics. So suppose I ask, what is the average CGPA of students, or what percentage of students pass this semester? So these are all simple statistical questions. So statistics help summarize data and identify the relationships between the variables. It provides the mathematical foundation of many data mining algorithms. So that is about statistic. Then third area, it's about ML, right? Now every people they talk about AI ML, right? So basically what it does, so it gives the intelligence to the data mining. So the learning capability basically comes from the machine learning algorithms. Next, it's about pattern recognition. So in the previous lecture I would have given an example, like if a particular person buys a milk, they may purchase a bread also or egg also. So basically this is the pattern. So thousands of supermarket customers, they buy different products. So recognizing this repeated behavior is called pattern recognition. So next one, it's about the algorithms. So algorithms are basically simple step by step procedure. So every data mining technique, for example classification, clustering, association, rule mining, is based on carefully designed algorithms. Next, it's about high performance computing. Whenever I say about high performance computing, I should be using high performance or powerful processors or parallel computing or distributed computing. So why should I go for it? So let me give a simple example. So for example, you take Facebook process billions of posts, and you take an Amazon, for example, it handles millions of transactions every day. So can a normal computer process all this data efficiently? Because it's not about one or two people who use this all the time, right? It's about the entire world is using all this. So we require high performance computing. Next, it's about visualization. So basically visualization, it's basically a simple representation how a human being will be able to understand of something in a visual manner. For example, you create graphs, charts, dashboards. It will be a pictorial representation where we will be able to grasp the concept or pattern or knowledge in an easiest way. So these are all the different data mining disciplines which we have, which are not limited. Of course, we have multiple disciplinary areas. So now we understood where the data mining comes from. Next, we are going to see about the applications of data mining. So here I have listed out the few application areas where we are applying data mining. Of course, we have many more applications also. For example, here I have given the web page analysis. For example, whenever you search on Google, millions of pages match your research. At Google shows only a few pages on the first screen. Do you know why? Because it's about the quality, popularity, and the content that lies behind it, right? So these techniques like page rank help determine which pages should appear first. Then we have recommendation systems, basket data analysis, then data mining and software engineering, And then we also have from major dedicated data mining systems or tools to invisible data mining. So these are all about the few applications I have listed down. You can also Google and see where and all we are applying, because in the previous lectures I have given many examples where we are using data mining. So next we are going to see about the typical system architecture of data mining. So what it has exactly, that we are going to see. So when you look at the diagram, you can see many components, right? So it's not about only one data mining part that provides the entire knowledge or information. It's about other components also, so we are going to see it one by one. So the first one, it's about databases. Of course, the data are going to be stored in databases. Without database, you are not going to have anything in that. So the data may come from databases or data warehouse, website, etc., etc. Next, database server. So the database server basically retrieves the required information. It combines the data from different sources and prepare for the analysis what you want. So then third, it's about knowledge base. Knowledge base, basically when you take any application or any area, you have to make some better decision out of the data, right? So for that you need a knowledge. For example, you take in a hospital system already knows normal BP ranges, sugar ranges, the scan part, disease relationship, etc. For all this we need some base, knowledge base. So that is about knowledge. Then next, it's about data mining engine. This is the heart of the system. So here I'm going to have multiple algorithms to perform the classification, clustering, association rule, mining, prediction, etc. Then finally I'm having the pattern evaluation. So as indicated earlier, I will be having many information or knowledge from the data, but whether all the pattern or knowledge whatever I have retrieved, whether it is meaningful or not, that is the interesting part, right? So pattern evaluation removes such uninteresting discoveries and keeps only meaningful knowledge. Then we have the user interface also. So the how the results are presented to the user. So any naive users, when they come and see it, they should be in a position to understand it. So that is the beauty part of user interface. So how I'm going to present my results to the user, right? So that could be represented by using the dashboards or some simple charts. So this helps them make some informed decisions in a easiest way. So this is about a simple data mining system architecture. So now let's move on. When you do all this, what are the basic issues that arise that we have to know? So as you see, mining different kinds of knowledge, then performance issues, mining methodology, then diverse data types. These are the basic issues that will be arised. Why it arises? Basically, when I take the mining methodology, I have many methods, I have many types, but where I'm going to apply and what type of method I'm going to take, that is very important. And of course, about the performance issues, your efficiency and scalability, that also plays a vital role. And third, it's about diverse data types. So in the previous lecture I have explained about what are the different types of databases we have, and also we have different data types, which I will be explaining in the upcoming part. So handling all this is crucial in the data mining system. So these are the basic issues that are arised in the data mining. So next, the same thing is given here. So mining methodology, then user interaction, these are the basic issues that arises, so which leads to the degradation in my efficiency and also scalability of my system, right? So next we move on to types of data sets. So we know what are the different types of databases. For example, temporal, spatial, stream data, object oriented data, relational data, etc. Now what are the types of data that are going to be stored in all these databases? That is important. So the first one, the traditional one, it's about record. So the simplest form is record data. So here everything will be represented in the form of rows and columns. The row represents an object and column represents one attribute. For example, student ID, name, CGPA, etc. So that is the first one, record data. Next we have the graph network data. So here we can use the www, World Wide Web data, then social data, so etc. Then we have the order data, then transaction data, then also we have the document data. In transaction data we will be having list of transaction that will be represented, and also document data, it's purely about example, each web page, it's a document, for example emails, research papers, etc. Then coming to graph and network, think about Instagram. So you follow your friends also follow others. This forms the network, right? So Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. So these are the basic simple examples I can go how your graph data is represented. Whenever you talk about the graph, you are forming the network. So that is graph and network, right? So I will be having the nodes, and also I will be having the edges to make the connections between the nodes. So next one, it's about order data. So some data sets depends on the order. Example include like audio, video, and then stock prices, temperature. So the order of event is important, right? So tomorrow cannot happen until today is completed. So what sort of events are happening, that is important. Changing the order changes the meaning, right? So this is ordered. Next we have the spatial, then image and multimedia. Spatial, it's about geographical information. Already we have seen spatial databases, right? So that is about spatial data. Then multimedia data, it's about audios, videos, images, scans, etc, etc. So that is also one type of data, right? So this is about different types of data sets we have in the data mining. Apart from this also we have many types of data, but these are all the very important one which we have in data mining. So now we have understood two very important concepts, the major challenges and also different kinds of data sets available for analysis. So in the next part we will study what is meant by data object and attributes and attribute types, numeric attributes, etc, etc. So first one, I'm going to explain about data object. So what is an object? So everything is an object, right? So you take a glass, it's an object. You take a pen, it's an object. You take a mobile phone, it's an object, right? But each and every object will have some attributes, right? So think about the classroom. Every student sitting in the classroom is one object. Similarly, in a hospital database, each patient is one object. So a data object simply represents an entity about which information is collected, right? So if I represent about a car, I should be talking about the car attributes. For example, how many tires it has, what is the engine, and what is its color, how many seaters it has, right? So these are the basic information which are collected for the particular data object car. So here I have given some other examples also, like sales databases, medical databases, university databases. So each and every data object are described by the attributes, right? So the rows represents the data object and the column represents the attributes. For example, take a student. Student is an object. So what are the attributes can you give? Age of the student, mobile number of the student, right? So these are the basic attributes of a student. Next, it's about attributes. So basically attributes are nothing but the dimensions or features or variables, right? So it describes the data object basically. For example, as I told earlier, for a student, age, department, city, all this represents the attribute. And what are the different types of attributes we will see now? So we have the nominal, binary and numeric quantitative. So these are the different types of representation of your attributes. So next we will see what is some examples I would like to give here. So for nominal attributes, if you simply take your color of your hair, for example black, brown, right? So these and all requires any ordering at all, right? Simply I am describing my attribute. So this is called as naming or nominal attribute. Take the binary. For example, if I want to apply for some loan application, as I given the example earlier, that could be either the loan is approved or rejected. So here I have only two outcomes, either approving or rejecting. So this is the example you can give for binary attributes. So next one, it's about numeric quantitative, right? So here I have another type, right, like measurable values, for example. So these are all like divided into intervals or ranges. For example, I want to analyze about the student percentage, how it is distributed. For example, 0 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 to 100, right? So how I am dividing it, right? So this is what basically interval scaled. And also I can give the ratio also. For example, I want to know, like the height, weight, so I will be giving some measurements on that. And for example, you can take age also, right? So these are the examples you can give for interval and ratio scale. So already I have given enough examples for nominal and binary, and ordinal also I have given, right? So for example, you take size, small, medium, large, you are describing the size, right? So it doesn't follow any order at all, right? So values have a meaningful order, but magnitude between successful values is not known. So this is about attributes. So and numeric attributes also I have explained. So again, here I have given examples for interval. You can take it as an example for temperature, right? And for ratio, you can measure the temperature in Kelvin, length, counts. The ratio can be represented. And also next, the important one, we have the discrete and continuous attributes. So when I have the finite set of values, then I can say it's a discrete. For example, how many number of students in a class, I will be able to count it. It's a measurable one, right? It's a countable one, right? So basically, this is called as finite. But sometimes I may have countably infinite set of values also. That also belong to the discrete, right? So next, it's about the second one, continuous attribute. For example, I know I will be able to calculate or know how many students present in the class, but when I want to know the weight of students in the class, of course it's not a measurable one. Am I right? So because it's a continuous, it differs from person to person, and temperature also, it will differ day to day, right? So these are the examples you can take for the continuous attribute. So in today's session, I have given what are the major issues that we have in the data mining, and the architecture of data mining, and also what are the different types of data we have. So I have explained it. So in next class, we move one step further. We are going to discuss about data pre-processing. So before I apply my data into data mining algorithms, I should do the pre-processing, and then only I should apply it, right? So I will be explaining more on that. Thank you all.